is a 7 News weather alert.
A weather alert for parts of South Florida this evening. Many communities flooding fast. Parts of Hallandale Beach underwater right now.
The flash floods leading to a neighborhood nightmare for many. Hollywood also hit hard.
Live pictures outside our North Bay Village studios where it's coming down yet again. Not over yet, and we are in for a nasty night ahead tonight. Hello again. Good evening, everybody. Too much rain coming down way too fast.
Oh, yeah. Flash flood warning in effect. And simply put, it's a mess out there. It's the only way to put it. Chief Meteorologist Phil Farrow starts our Team 7 coverage. He's live in the storm center. Phil.
You know, many areas have seen about 8 to 10 inches of rainfall this afternoon. Some areas getting 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour. And now on top of that flash flood warning, there's now an urban flood advisory for generally the city of Miami Beach. We'll get to that in just a moment. But here are your headlines this afternoon. Flash flood warning in effect. Many areas already between 8 and 10 inches of rain. And now the Florida Keys, you've been mostly dry, but you will be getting some rain as well. This is all due to one of the feeder bands, hopefully the last one, related to Andrea. Heavy rain moving from west to east. The local storm tracker showing now that heavy rain is moving through the Sawgrass Expressway, Coral Springs, Tamarack, across the Turnpike, aiming for I-95, already Oakland Park and Fort Lauderdale, seeing that heavy rain. Davie will be seeing some of that too as it moves from west to east. Along the east coast, Hollywood now into northeastern Miami-Dade County. This has been a train of rain for quite a while. Most of the heavy rainfall has been here outside of Hallandale in North Miami-Dade. This is the area that has seen most of the heavy precipitation, and there's still more coming in. As a matter of fact, as we look now at the Florida Straits, all this left Cuba a couple hours ago. It is now starting to move in across Marathon. Heavy rain out here as well. We'll be staying on top of that for you over the next 45 minutes. Fort Lauderdale setting a record today for rain, almost 3.5 inches. North Miami Beach, almost 10.5 inches of rain since 7 o'clock this morning. Here is the area now with the urban flood advisory. Includes most of Miami Beach until 8 p.m. this afternoon. But all of the area shaded green here is under a flash flood warning until 6:30. That includes the beach all the way west through State Road 7 in Broward, North Miami Avenue in Miami-Dade, and from northwest 103rd Street through northwest 26th Street. If you don't have to be out in a car, if you don't have to go anywhere, please stay home until this threat passes. The canals may not be readily visible due to all the flooding, and of course with all the heavy rain, traffic is just gonna be miserable. We will have a lot more on this a little bit later on.
All right, we want to get back now to the situation in Hallandale Beach, where, as you can see, drivers are having a bit of a time of it.
Alex DePrado is out there right next to that very wet, flooded out road. At least it stopped raining now, Alex. You took your hood off.
I did, Belkis, because really it's rained and then stopped rain, but what we've had is so much heavy rain here in Hallandale Beach this afternoon that you can see exactly what has happened. This is Federal Highway at Hallandale Beach Boulevard. The water has covered the road. Down there you can see that darker colored car down there. It has basically flooded out, stopped working. The driver right now is waiting for a tow. As we've said, the rain along with rush hour are two mixes you don't want to deal with. I want to bring in Len Nassi. He is from the city of Aventura, and he stopped here in Hallandale Beach because you have a low-profile car, and you were concerned about it, right?
Well, yes, I left the office around 3:30. I've been here a little over 2 hours. When I got as far as the store here, I couldn't go any further, so I'm in the parking lot waiting.
You're waiting here at the Advanced Auto Parts here in Hallandale Beach. Your concern is that your car...
Well, exactly. You don't want to drive when you're flooding in the streets. I mean, it's especially with a low-profile car, so I don't want to take any chances. I'd rather just wait and, than ruin the vehicle, certainly.
How long have you been waiting?
Since 3:30. I've been here and waiting for it to stop. It keeps coming in waves. And then certainly after it stops raining, it's starting to let up, but then we're going to have to wait for the flooding to subside. So I'll have to sleep here at Advanced Auto.
All right, thank you, Len. We wish you, we hope you get home soon, but it doesn't look like he'll be moving anytime soon because the water is high. Brad Freakin is behind the camera. He's going to step out here onto Federal Highway and show you just how high the water is. It's at least 5 to 6 inches. So this is why the city of Hollandale Beach has sent out a reverse 911 order to its residents in the eastern part of the city, telling them basically it's a mess on many roads, not to go out, because this is exactly what you're going to deal with. We'll have more updates throughout the afternoon here on 7. We're live in Hollandale Beach. I'm Alex DePrato, 7 News.
All right, Alex.
Well, flooding certainly in many communities has been the word of the day.
It has. Mike Marza is over at the news desk. He has some more pictures and more video to share with us. Mike?
That's right. We saw from Alex's shot there, Hallandale Beach really getting hit pretty hard. Let's cycle through some of this video and some of the pictures we have here. As you see, cars doing exactly what officials say do not do. And you can see how high the water was when this particular piece of video was shot. The water up into the wheel wells of the cars trying to drive through it. That is how you get stalled out. Even if you have a truck, in many cases, if that water happens to come up underneath the car or the truck, it will stall it out, and then you're stranded, or perhaps even worse. I think we have something else to look at here as we continue to follow all of this. You can see this shot appears from inside of a car. You see the windshield wipers in heavy use today, and people trying to drive through what looks like a small river there. It's just amazing how these people are taking their chances, really, because as I mentioned, police strongly urge you to not get out into this and don't drive through it, because you'll end up like some of those other cars we saw there stranded. But it is a slow go, to say the very least, on a Friday. This an indication of just the winds, too, that came along with this storm. This shot from underneath an overhang there looks like a deck. You see the palm trees swaying. So the high winds bringing in the heavy rain and all of it this afternoon as we continue to deal with the remnants of Andrea. So even though the storm skirted by us and up to the northeast, we're still feeling the fallout, and it appears that will be our Friday evening here in South Florida. For now, live at the news desk, Mike Marza, 7 News.
All right, Mike.
Another community that's been hit pretty hard, we've been telling you, is Aventura.
Blake Berman joins us now. He is actually on the phone with what's going on there. Blake?
Well, the rain is still coming down here in Aventura. We are at about northeast 189th Street, right off Biscayne Boulevard. I'm actually under an overhang right now at a Publix. I just watched a woman carry one of her small children and a couple other children about 150 yards to get inside to this Publix out of their SUV. Inside this parking lot here, there are cars that are stranded. I just interviewed a man, one of the workers here. He said his car is completely done. We have been watching people push their vehicles out and people stay inside their vehicles because they've made the calculated decision that driving at this point is just not the right thing to do. And at this point, if you don't have to be driving in Aventura, there is really no reason to be doing it unless there is an absolute need. I will leave you guys with this story. A little while ago, I was driving down Biscayne Boulevard there at about 186th Street. 16 minutes it took me to get 3 blocks to 189th Street. And we are hearing that the Aventura Mall, parts of it are not doing well as well. That we've received pictures of the parking garage there that is flooded. And looking out right now to Biscayne Boulevard, it is a slow go. Belkis, you used the word mess. I will use it as well. It is a mess here in the city of Aventura. I will leave you with that. Blake Berman, 7 News.
All right, Blake, that's pretty telling. What do you say, 15 minutes to go, just a couple blocks?
Just goes to show that the business end of Andrea was nowhere near this part of Florida, but we're still getting whacked a bit.
Welcome to hurricane season.
Yeah. Storm Station coverage continues right after this.